Welcome back to Just Life Advice with me, Kev. We're going to do a quick energy check-in for all the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Each of you will get your own reading. We're going to do 3-card mini reads, pull the oracle, see what it says, and throw some dice at the end just to kind of see the lens of the numerology ties into the reading. So we're going to kick this off with Aries. So Aries, here is your 3-card read. All right, so the overall core tension for you right now with all the thing going on in the world is what? The 8 of Wands. You feel like things are coming at you pretty fast and hard and you just can't really get a break. So even though you're trying to get away and get a breather, it's just happening all too fast, right? And what could be causing that is you feel that no matter what you do, you're always having to fight. So maybe it's at your workplace and you have all this competition, you're tired of it, right? You see right there how the 5 of Wands there is just the contention. You feel the energy in the car, the clouds, the dust kicking up because it's just always chaos and always struggle. And that's why the messages keep coming at you fast, hard, and it just feels like it's taking the piss out of you here with the 10 of Swords, and you just can't take anymore. It's too much to bear, right? And you just don't want to deal with it anymore. And you just think to yourself in your mind, why do people just got to be like this? Why can't they just stop? And what could be driving some of that energy with the 10 of Swords where you just feel like completely just done, right? Just as you feel like everything's in balance. You feel like that no matter what you try to do, you're always having to compete. You're always being told what to do at a very hyper fast rate. And it's just wearing you down on the mind. And because of that, you feel like no matter what, nobody has your back and that everything's always unbalanced. Everything's always a little bit crazy, right? And that you just don't know how to move forward through all this. So even though you think the scales are balanced, it's not. It's always a sword ready to attack you, always to just cut you down. So I don't know if this is a little bit of karma coming back at you from the past or if this is just something you have to go through to strengthen yourself. Let's pull a card and find out why is everything always so contentious for you because the Page of Cups is like you are very emotional sometimes and it gets the best of you. And because of that, it blocks you from really doing what you need to do and it holds you back. So it's telling you here is that the reason why that perhaps you don't feel like things are working out your way is because you're being a little bit immature. Sorry, but I gotta call out what it is. And also, Hugh, on the contention, why the fighting? What's causing that? 4 of Cups is that again. You see how you have cups and cups here. You're not thinking things are fair because your emotions are at play, and you're a little bit being too much of a dreamer rather than trying to focus on the work. So when things are coming at you, you're like, I had enough because you're tired. You don't want to do it anymore. You feel like it's a stalemate. You feel like no matter what you try to do, that why bother? It ain't gonna work out. And that's where you gotta just say, you know what? I have to step up, or it's going to continue to make me feel like things are just falling apart. Okay. That's what the energy is showing us right now for you, Aries, with the tarot. Now we're going to go and pull a couple oracle cards to see if we can gain a little bit of clarity here for you. Okay. So again, you got to get out of your emotions. You're being a little bit emotional and you're ignoring the things that are in front of you because you just kind of giving up. 10 of Swords, right? Well, it's time to not give up and to face it for what it is. All right, what does the oracle have to say for us? You got to listen more. You know, it's funny because I told someone the other day that God gave you 2 ears and a mouth. Why you have 2 ears? To listen. 1 mouth, talk less. So stop speaking with that fire energy. You're probably like 5 of Swords, right? The 8 of Wands. You're probably fighting back and forth. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. Be quiet and listen. And then you won't be so wired all the time. You'll be able to maybe catch your breath and catch your balance and once again get back on your feet, and then justice will then work in your favor. So maybe it's teaching you a lesson here and saying stop being emotional. Things aren't always going to be fair, and stop being a pity party person here, right? If you want the foundation emotionally, then accept new things as they come in and stop looking to have it always your way. And then it says purity. Always attach things with pure of heart, right? Always attack things with an open mind, but be good about it, right? So when you see the word purity there, what are you thinking? What do you think? Well, I'm thinking like that sometimes you get a little devious. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get you back. Don't do that this time around. Just let it go and go with the flow. And one last card we got here is power. Power comes from silence, doesn't it? By listening, not by fighting, not by going back and forth with people. That's why the 8 came up first, I believe now, the 8 of Wands. And then your mind will ease in that 10. You can now reset, go back to a 1, new options, because you'll be able to grab that single cup right there and embrace it. So again, power comes from listening and not always having to fight. Inner strength, Aries, inner strength. Now we're going to roll some dice here to see what the numerology has to say. 2. Isn't that funny? You have to be willing to accept new things. How? 2. By choosing to do that. But if you continue to not do that, then things are going to continue to fall apart. And because it's a double one and one, that means you have to really focus on new things as they open up to you throughout month, week, year, whatever. But right now, your energy is showing you have to decide to accept new things to overcome this constant struggle. So anyway, Aries, that's your read. And next up, we have Leo. All right, Leo, you are up. What's your energy right now going on? What's your check-in looking like? I'm hitting this 3 more times. Let's find out. Now, I'm also reading these cards a little different than I usually do. I'm not using the spread. I'm just going with the center as a kind of tension and then how it interacts with it on the outside cards. So your theme is around Queen of Pentacles here. Okay. So it's telling you that you got to slow down a little bit and nurture yourself, right? Just basically enjoy what you have. Don't overthink it and just roll with it because you have enough. You've obtained what you need to do. So now just allow that fire to breathe. Enjoy what you have and don't sweat the small stuff. Okay. Now the current energy around that is King of Pentacles. So it's all, yeah, so you, boy, all about money. That is weird that all 3 cards came up and I shuffled this deck like 7 times. So I'm surprised about this because it seems like you're all around money and feels like to me by looking at it like this is that you're trying to also find new ways to earn an income. We're going to look at a minute why, but you also know that you've done everything in your power to build what you have and you don't know what else to do. So you're kind of like stuck a little bit. That's why you have to kind of go out and explore. But the Queen says too that you're really in a good spot here, so you shouldn't worry about it. But for some reason, I'm feeling a little bit of frustration. So now why are you trying to search new things? Because of you're trying to build a new business. So I'm not looking at this as a relationship at all. I'm looking at this as like a new type of a connection with something. So it's almost like telling you that the way this is really maybe around your work, the way that what you had right now, it just isn't working out no more. You already kind of came to the top. And as a queen, is saying you have to continue to do this thing, but it's time for something new. And it's a new type of relationship or a new type of business venture. And it's around, boy, Ace of Cups too. Something that's going to be emotionally fulfilling. So whatever that might be, I don't know, but you know. But you need to start looking at different ways to build a business in what you love. It will make you emotionally happy. Now, let's see if we can pull another card to see if there's any type of clarity on what that could actually be. What type of business would it be? 5 of Pentacles, maybe helping people out. So I'm seeing the 5 here. See all this money? That's funny. But the 5 of Pentacles here is showing me that maybe your job or your role is some type of thing to make people feel better about themselves. Maybe if you're into the arts, it's to photograph people, to make them look pretty, make them look good. Right? Leo, art, passion, creativity, and so forth, that fire. It could be a spiritual practice of some type where people are going to pay you to give them great advice. It could be something like that to help lift up their spirits, bring them out of poverty or out of the earthly level to raise them up a little bit, right? So again, this card is not always about being broke and poor. It just means like maybe right now that people aren't feeling good. And your job is to make them feel better. And you see the tree here in the background with the 5 coins. It's kind of like that's going to grow for you in prosperity by helping other people out. So that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting on where you need to focus your energy right now. All right, Leos. I still find it kind of odd that these court cards came up like that. That's very interesting. It really kind of pushes me to the thought, as I'm going to continue on here a little bit, that you're bored. Or that the new thing just isn't working out for you. It's kind of taking you away from taking care of yourself. And then with the king here, like you're a leader, right? Leos are leaders, that fire energy. And that you feel like there's nothing to lead no more because you're kind of done with it. So whatever you're involved with, it's time to really just move on. All right? That's what I got. So now we're going to pull a couple oracle cards for a little bit more insight into this quick little lovely spread that we just pulled. All right, what we got? And I definitely know, as I'm shuffling this oracle deck here, it's around finances because of all the pentacle cards. You have 3 court cards. I've never seen that like this. Another pentacle here as well. So what's saying here? Hope. Have hope. Have hope in your new endeavors are going to work out the way you want. It's going to bring you a little bit of blessings and a little bit of happiness. And you see the card here? The sun's risen up here in the background. You have, was that a dove or a partridge in a pear tree, whatever it is? I have no idea, but it's a very soothing card. angel kind of like thinking things through. So it's really, to me, again, the card of making people feel better about themselves. So they're going to look to you for hope. That's what I'm feeling with that. So whatever it is you're chasing, chase something in the area of making people feel better about themselves, lifting their spirits a little bit, right? Then you have divine timing. It all comes in time. So that's why the queen is here, because you're going to nurture yourself through the job you have now as you break free with the Knight of Pentacles to find something new, to create those new business connections, to help people bring new balance to their life, new emotions to their life, to lift them up out of the gutter. And that's going to take divine timing, right? It will happen, but may not happen as soon as you want it to, unfortunately. And then it's going to take a lot of strength. Strength, why? To not give in to doubt, not give in to not trusting yourself, right? So that's what I'm seeing for you, Leos. And we're going to pull numerology as the last here and to see what it says. And we have a 6, double threes. So what's really telling you here is that pay attention, because when you see two numbers of the exact same thing, that means the energy is really hot right now. So threes are about what? They're about expansion, they're about creativity, and they're about communication. What do I say? Pictures, creativity, communication. Helping people out spiritually, communication, creativity, expansion. You're going to help them grow and you're going to grow. And that becomes a 6, brings you peace and harmony, hope, strength, divine timing. And that's what I have for you, Leos. And if this resonated, drop a comment below, let me know. And next up, we have who? Your Sagittariuses. All right, Sagittariuses, here we go with your quick 3-card mini read. And we're going to kick it off to see what you need to kind of keep your eye on. All right, the core tension we have going on is the 4 of Pentacles. So, boy, this can be read in many different ways, but I'm kind of seeing it again around finances, is that you feel like you got to hold on to things and kind of put you in a little bit of a selfish position, which is fine. You have 2 feet on your coins, one on the head, so you're always thinking about money for some reason, and you're holding one close to your heart. So maybe you feel like you don't have enough, right? Because right now the economy is kind of tight, and I see a lot of people dealing with this right now. And the 2 energies we're seeing here as well, the King of Pentacles came up again. That is wild, because same card came up for Leo in the exact same position. So it's saying that you are a leader and you have to really master your finances so that you don't always have to hold on too tight. And sometimes it's better just kind of let go and have faith that things are going to work out for you. The star right there. And if you can do that, then you don't always have to really be that miser, right? Sagittarius, you can let go a little bit, open up, have a little bit of fun, because when all you do is work with the King of Pentacles there, then what happens? Life sucks, right? It becomes boring, it drains you, right? And takes your fire away. So instead, double check your finances, make sure that you're stabilized, 4, and then have a little fun. Choose to spend a little bit on yourself and have faith that things are going to work out just fine. That's a star right there. It's all about the hope, right? And the things are going to come into play for you. So I wouldn't worry about it too much at all. Now, I want to know, why are you holding on so tight? Knight of Swords, yeah. It's your mind. It's like you don't trust the fact that you're okay. So you're always trying to rush things to make sure you have enough, to make sure you save for a rainy day. But remember, you're the leader, the king. And so the king protects his gold, right? But you don't have to hold on too tight, because you also know how to manage it. And that's why I'm saying, hey, release a little bit. The star, release a little bit. Have faith in yourself that you're not going to do things that are stupid, right? Have faith in yourself that you can spend a little bit. That way your mind isn't always rushing to always make you think that you can't enjoy yourself more than you should be, right? Because what is going on with all these cards? New deck too, and I shuffled this thing many times. The Page of Swords is like, because of this card's coming up here with the Knight, it's almost saying to me that, like, even when you try to realize that you have the strength to spend and not be reckless, your mind plays games with you to make you think that you can't do it. It makes you always second guess yourself. And when you do that, then you forget that you just got to kind of manifest that you'll be okay, star, hope, and things will be. But instead, you're manifesting negativity. So that's why even with the stars here telling you things are going to be fine, you don't want to believe it. And the reason probably is because every time you try to do something, things don't turn out the way you want to. It's kind of like things just explode. So after a big, massive storm, right? You're like, oh, geez, I shouldn't have spent that. But here you're seeing that I don't feel a storm right now. These cards are making you think you have a storm, but in reality, there isn't one there. So again, things are tight. You know, my grandma used to tell me too that when they didn't have a lot of money, they came here to America with nothing, right? And they had a few dollars in their pocket. And they would say, hey, you know, what the hell? Let's just go grab a coffee. Let's go do something. Because If you just live to work, then you don't live. So stop it. You got one life. Enjoy it. Stop letting your mind control you. Enjoy a little bit, and guess what? Things will become much better. And always have the faith that you're going to be okay. Believe that, manifest that, and guess what? You're good because you are a leader. You know how to lead. You know how to control your finances, so you don't need to hold on so tight all the time, okay? Now let's pull a couple oracle cards here to see what they have to say for you, Sagittarius. All right, what do we got going on here for Sagittarius? We have what? Freedom. Yeah, when you learn to finally let go, then you become free. When you hold on too tight, then you have slavery. You're stuck, tied to a chair, tied to a job, tied to a keyboard, tied to whatever you do. You don't have freedom. So when you learn to let go, you have faith you'll be fine because you are the leader. Now you have freedom. How beautiful is that, right? What else we got? Discernment. You can use discernment. That's fine, but don't let it control you. Don't let it control you. So be careful. Choose wisely, but still enjoy yourself. See, 2 pentacles and the 4 of pentacles. His feet's on 2. He's walking on decisions. That's discernment. That's cool, right? But still, remember, manifest that you can do this and you'll be fine. You won't be reckless. And then we have wisdom. Yeah, you're the King of Pentacles. You have all the wisdom that you need. See? King of Pentacles. Didn't we just say that? So use discernment because you are wise. You're the king. You went through this already and you're going to be absolutely fine. That's the energy. What you do with this energy is up to you. Now we're going to pull the dice here or roll the dice to get the last reading here. We have a 7. This is really beautiful because you have a 2. Didn't we say 2 at the feet? Decisions had to be made using discernment. 5. What's the opposite of struggle? Is freedom. 5 is freedom. How do you get that? 7. Assessing things, not obsessing on things. See the difference there? You assess, you don't obsess. And guess what? Things work out fine. And that's your reading I have for you, Sagittarius. And if you made it this far, I want to thank you. And if you like your own personal private reading, head over to wordswithatwist.com, book a reading, and I'll be there waiting. And until next time, I want to see you in my next video. Bye now.